Good morning, today I decided to film an updated version of the ranking that I did last year with my Natasha Denona palettes because I have some newer ones and the ranking is a bit different. So let's start from the bottom. I have 7 palettes from Natasha Denona and on number 7 we have the Pastel Midi palette. This is a beautiful and colorful palette. You have different formulas in here, different tones. I do not really like this Bora shade. It's just a bit lackluster for a purple, but I do enjoy this palette. It is nice and it is a great addition to a neutral palette or to a more deep and dark vampy palette. But because I can't really create a complex look with only this palette, there's a reason it is the number 7. And the next one is pretty similar to that. It is the Mini Pastel palette, a great, really nice small palette, and I like this one just a bit more. It is a very small palette and compact. I really love the mini palettes from Natasha Denona. This shade is absolutely beautiful, one of my favorites from all palettes, and it's just a great addition to a neutral collection or something like that, because you can add a pop of color with a small palette that is a bit more affordable compared to the midi palette, and you really get some really stunning shades in here, and you have a matte green that is impactful and really good quality. So I really enjoy this one. On number 5 we have the Coral palette, and this is a bit bigger than the mini ones. As you can see, the shades are just a bit larger. I really like this palette. It's just so perfect for spring. Of course you can use this all year round, but it's just so stunning. And this middle shade, it is a purple with some red undertones, and it's a duochrome taupery shade. It's just so beautiful. I really like this palette. You have 2 mattes and 3 shimmers. The mattes are really pigmented, easy to blend and beautiful, and then the shimmers are really nice. You can create a simple peachy look or a full red look, or just to combine the 2 parts and you get some really stunning looks. On number 4 I have my Dream palette, the midi one, and this is the perfect neutral palette in my opinion, because you still have some pops in here with this corner. You have a black, which is great. The other neutral palettes that she has are beautiful, but they are just too neutral for me. I do have these kind of tones, the beige ones, in multiple palettes. I don't need palettes that are just beige. So this one is just great because you have this corner in here, that's most of the palette, that is neutral, but you have something just a bit more orangey, something just a bit more pinky. The multichrome that is green to purple, you have some berries, so you have something a bit more. I really enjoy this one. It is a really great one. On spot number 3 we have the Mini Retro palette. This is just a staple in my opinion. It's my most used palette in my collection. It's just so well made, so small, compact. I am taking this one traveling every time I'm going anywhere. It's just the perfect palette for traveling, because you can create the most simple and impactful look with only 2 shadows, this one in the crease and then this one all over the lid, and you have a glimmery, shimmery look that is neutral, easy to do in any lighting. The bedroom lighting from hotels, it's totally okay for that. And then you can add something else. You can do a more pinky look with these 2, or of course you can intensify the look with any of these greenish kind of gray shades. This palette is just, I can't recommend it enough. It's the best small palette from Natasha Denona in my opinion. It's just so versatile and so nice. On number 2 we actually have the Metropolis, because last year this was the number 1. This is still one of my favorites. It's just so great quality, so great shades, and I really enjoy this one. You have a bunch of neutral shades, but because you get a lot of green blue shades in here as well, it's not a boring palette in any shape or form, and you can create the most beautiful green look because you have this stunning cream to powder green, you have this one, and then you have the shimmer. You can add my favorite shimmer from here. This one that is pretty similar to the one in the mini pastel. Is just this one here. It's just so sparkly. It's actually my favorite shade in my whole collection. It's just a gold with some green sparkles. It's duochromatic and very, very sparkly. It looks incredible. I really like this palette because it is my type of palette, something a bit neutral with something a bit colorful. And lastly, the number one, it's the newest one in my collection. It is the Yucca palette. This one is so well curated, so well made. The shades in here are just top quality, even better than other palettes, and is just, I have no words because I absolutely love green shadows, and these ones are so wearable in my opinion. You can create a very, very green and dramatic look with this one, but as well you can just put citrine in the crease and then Plantasia on the lid, and you have something on the neutral side but with something green in there. And this shade is very spectacular and very, very unique because it is a neutral shade. It's kind of gray but kind of a bit purple in some lighting, and if you are using like a purple eyeliner or something like that, it will be a bit purple. It's just the most unique shimmer out there. And then you get this one that is a very beautiful green. This palette is just my favorite from Natasha Denona right now. So this was the ranking. If you liked it and you want to see more from me, please subscribe and give it a like, and I'll see you next time.